At this juncture, where we are right now, as far as the year 2025, this is a very good place to begin to ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions, because those questions, the answers to those questions will reposition you and determine how you navigate the rest of the year. One reason, too, why sometimes people stay in one place for a long time is that they don't ask themselves real questions. Too many people walk in assumption. The fact that you are saving money and spending money isn't proof that you're making progress. You have to truly ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions. I read a book many, many years ago as a young man, and the author, I believe that was John Mason. And I think the title of that book is Why Ask Why. It's one of the books I read in the younger years of my life. And he said, if you ask the right questions, you will get the right answers. So it's important that we ask ourselves the right questions. So I'll just call, for the purpose of this introduction, I'm going to call it mid-year review. Mid-year review. That's the title of what I'm teaching right now, mid-year review. And it's just an introduction, because next Sunday I'm going to be teaching you on key performance indicators. What are those things you can look at to know how well you're faring, how well your company is faring, how well your organization is faring? How do you use the KPIs to determine where your time should go more, where your resources, where your money should go more, what you should be spending more on, and what you should be spending less on? As a church, every so often we're looking at all those things. I remember that there was a time we would run charts on the expenditure for every month, and Pastor Israel would create these charts, and we see where the most expenditure goes to. I can tell you from the snap of a finger that I know where the most monthly expenditure of this church goes to, right? So, as the chief accounting officer, I'm not the accountant, I'm not in the finance department, but I'm the chief accounting officer. You understand that? I'm the chief accounting officer. I ask myself questions. How can we cut down on expenditure? How can we, spend more on maybe other things that require more money? And how can we cut down expenses on some things that are really taking money? These are questions we must ask ourselves, not only at an organizational level, but on a personal level. So let's go. How well have you fared in the year 2025? Now, to answer that question, go back to the beginning. What were your goals for 2025? What did you say you wanted to achieve in 2025? What were your plans for 2025? You should be able to ask yourself. You see, people who don't work with numbers, people who don't use metrics, will fail easily. There must be numbers. There must be calculations. I keep record of every dime that comes to me. It would amaze you. Yes, I do. Every dime. I keep records. You can't just be receiving and spending. You must keep records. Because if you don't know what you're doing with what is coming in, you can't govern the process, you can't govern your progress, and you can't steer the ship in the right direction. You can't steer the ship in the right direction. So I have notes from years back of how much I even write it according to months. So I can look at my records and show you that, this and that and that. In this entire year, this is what came to me. In this month of this year, this is what came to me. So from different years, notes of income from different years. How do you manage your finances? You can't be someone who just exists. Money comes to this hand, it gets spent the other hand, and then the next moment, Lord, give me. Lord, bless me. Lord, I want more. Lord, Lord, Lord. Let me tell you, there are some blessings God wants you to walk in in the future. He's going to give you the money today to make the right decisions that can keep it flowing. When I taught on 7 years of abundance and 7 years of famine, I don't know how many of you went back and listened to those teachings over and over and over. I implore you, nobody succeeds by chance. When you find anyone who looks like, look, consistently they are making progress, consistently things are working for them, it's not happening by chance, it's happening by what they know. It's happening by principles that are at work in their lives. I was very blessed to hear many years ago as a young man that the secrets of great men are told in their stories. In their stories. In their stories. So when you listen to people who have made progress consistently, you would see that this is what they do. And when you adopt those principles into your life, you would find yourself making progress as well. So what were your goals at the beginning of this year? If you didn't write, there's a problem. That is even a bigger problem. If you can't remember, I don't know how to describe that problem. Because a serious person has a target. Who goes into a football match, right? A competitive football match on a pitch that has no goalposts. Listen, if the pitch has no goalposts, there can't be a winner. You will never know if you were supposed to score. You can't truly document that you are the highest goal scorer. No matter how much skill you have, you're only a potential goal scorer. Nothing records against your name if there wasn't a goal post that you could strike towards. What are your goals? What were your goals in the beginning? What were your goals in the beginning? What did you want to do with your life at the beginning of the year? How many books did you say you wanted to read at the beginning of the year? I did an assessment of my number of books that I want to read for 2025. And a few days ago, I wasn't impressed. I didn't have a good score. What did I do with that information? I woke up from slumber. That's what I did with that information. I quickly finished one of the books that was pending to encourage myself. Grabbed on the next one, and I've started reading it. I know I must pay more attention to that area because my goals are falling short in that area. That's what happens when you have a goal, you do an assessment and check your level of progress. It informs your decisions. It informs what you need to do more. It informs, what actions need to be taken. It also informs whether there's urgency in that area or not. What were your goals at the beginning? What did you seek to achieve? Next question is, how well have you pursued the goals that you wrote down at the beginning of the year? I like to be real. I like to be true to myself. Again, people fail because they are not true to themselves. If you are doing well, you know. If you are not doing well, you know. How well are you faring right now? Let me speak a little to finances. You might be able to survive, but survival is not the proof of thriving. Let me tell you what happens when you're thriving. You are thriving when, to a large extent, you can predict income. You are thriving to a large extent when you can influence income. You can predict income, you can influence income. You are thriving when you're intentional about the application of income. You are thriving, number 4, when you have income that is working for you. That can mean different things to different people. Let me ask you, how much, now, do you have a reserve account? If you do not, that's also another critical problem. Everybody must have a reserve account. It doesn't matter how little you earn. A reserve account is an account you're not planning to touch anytime soon. It's money you are not going to borrow from. Because some people are wise. They say they are saving, then they borrow from it. I will return it. And you know that the ones you borrowed the last 3 years, you are yet to, you still believe God that one day you will hit it big and return everything. No, that's indiscipline. That's indiscipline. Do you have a reserve account? Is there that account that every little extra you can throw into it? When you have a surplus, you can throw money into it. Let me tell you, needs will never end in the life of anyone for as long as they are alive. But knowing what needs can wait is a proof of wisdom. There's some things you want and some things you need that can wait 1 year and nothing is going to change in your life. I know you have 5 pairs of shoes and you want them all and you want to buy new shoes. Yes, it's not a bad idea to have new shoes. I like shoes quite a lot. But the truth is, when you have a goal you are pushing, don't refuse to push that goal because you want to put the money in shoes. You know that if you wait another 6 months without buying the shoe, nothing will change. Nothing will be broken in your life. You know the shoes can wait. You know. So wait. That's my point. And that's where we draw the line between people who will succeed in a phenomenal way and those who will not. Because those who have a leaning towards sentiments, they never go far. Everybody knows now that I need this shoe. Everybody, in fact, that's sentiments. There's something about your life that only you can deal with. That's the truth. Taking responsibility for your life is your personal responsibility. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks about you. It doesn't matter what anybody feels about you. You know the goals you have set. You know where you're going. Do all it takes to go there. Do all it takes to go there. Listen, when you are in touch with the goals you've set for your life, when you do a proper assessment of how well you're progressing, it will reorder your priority list. It will reorder your priority list. The things you thought were urgent, you just find out that they are not urgent after all. They can wait. They can wait. They can wait. They can wait. Train yourself to be excited to see your reserve account grow. You can live 1 whole year, a whole you. 1 whole year, a whole you. You've not deposited 100,000 in your reserve account. 1 whole year. 1 whole year. And of course, some people, I'm just using that as a random number. Some people, depending on your transactions and how money comes, it should be millions. Go back and listen to my teachings on finance. Some people haven't broken into next levels yet because your financial operations, they are out of par with the principles of increase. You know what some people do? The moment they have a little increase, they don't even think. They show off with it. What do I mean show off with it? They even solve problems that are not their business. That's show off. You're solving problems that are not your business. There are problems that are not your business. Listen to me. I believe in generosity. I believe in giving. I believe that these are very cardinal elements of prosperity. And I practice them aggressively. When I say aggressively, aggressively. But listen, in God's agenda, in God's principles of prosperity, wisdom and balance play a very significant role. A very significant role. There's some kind of giving that is foolishness. You will suffer for it. Do you understand? Yes, it was giving, but you will suffer for it. Because it was foolish giving. Where are you right now? Are your finances making progress? And let me close on that one point of your reserve account. A reserve account is a picture of encouragement. It shows you the fruits of your labor. A reserve account is in some way a source of hope and inspiration. So if your reserve account started at 1 million at the beginning of the year, or 10 million at the beginning of the year, now this is half the year. And you check your bank balance in the reserve account. Maybe it's 3.5. Oh, wow, great. It means 2.5 came in, right? Maybe it's 1.8. It means 300 came in. If you're not excited about 300, then you're going to say, wow, this next half of the year, I think I need to do more here. It inspires you to push. If you don't have a reserve account, I'm sorry. You're working and just exposing it to the wind to blow away. There must be something that shows that labor from you is going into what you do. Everybody here needs a reserve account. Dedicate one account where I said you won't borrow from it. You won't borrow from it. You won't lend from it. You won't lend to someone from it. You won't borrow from it. Even if you're dying of hunger, you won't borrow from it. It takes discipline. You know what I do, Arit? If I need money, I convert that need to a demand on my creativity. How do I earn more? How do I make more? But you know what some people do? People in the lower level of operations, the second they need money, as a matter of fact, before they even need money, just if their bank account shows that they might need money next month, they've already started borrowing. Please, can you give me something there? My something is almost finished. Please, can I have some there? Can I? You just start borrowing. Your account balance just drops to like 10. Sadness just falls. Depression. Oh. I don't even know how next month is going to be. This month has not finished. Please, anything you can do for me, because this Tinubu government, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. That's not what successful people do. One of the biggest mistakes you will make is to think that because people are wealthy, it means they always have cash in their bank accounts. Big mistake. You sit with billionaires sometimes and they'll tell you, I beg, let that thing wait. I don't have money now. I don't have money now does not mean they are less rich than they are. They've invested. They have assets. If they liquidate one, it will buy a community. Do you understand? But they are disciplining themselves. You are hungry a little, you've sold all your things. Small hunger. Maturity is the ability to survive hunger. Are you the first person to be hungry in West Africa? Small hunger, you've sold your phone. Small hunger, very small hunger. You've carried television. This TV, distress sale. Anything you give me, 25K. Then you spend another 2 years to save, to buy. This service has ended. Go and think. And for people one-on-one, sometimes I ask, I hope you have this in your reserve account. For some, I'll ask you, how much do you have in your reserve account? Don't be coming around, mentor me. I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to waste with people who are not serious with their lives. I know what my teaching is worth. I've been teaching you. What do you have in your reserve account? Actually, sir, actually, to be sincere, I cannot lie to you, sir. Apparently. In fact, precisely. I was just thinking about it yesterday. Thinking. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Go and get mentorship somewhere else. You're not serious. You're not serious. I don't have time to waste with unserious people. Be serious. I want to hear that having sat under your teachings the last 1 year, those are the testimonies that keep me on my feet. Those are the things that excite me. And when I hear those testimonies, I want to keep doing what I'm doing. One of my little girls here, the other day said, oh, I want to buy land. I have this money I've been putting together. I want to buy land. And that's it. She bought the land and spent over 5 million. Bought in an estate here. I was excited about it. The other time, the same person asked, okay, I'm trying to put this money together. I need a business, something like, I like to go into agriculture. I said, cocoa. All right, cocoa, like how much do I need? Okay, let me start working towards it. That will inspire you. How can you live for your belly? How? How? Once your belly begins to make noise, your head you just start moving in any direction possible. Any direction. Let your belly make noise. Transmit the noise from your belly to your brain. Make your brain work. Listen, 𝐷𝐤𝐭 𝐏𝐬𝐭 said, make your brain sweat. It will work. Oh. You like it? It will work. It will work. Make your brain sweat. Let's rise. Is anybody feeling what I'm teaching right now? I know this is like I've put you on the mango tree. Next Sunday is where we will drive it to a logical end. Make your brain work. Be happy to know that your money is growing, man. Be happy. When you check that balance, you know something has added. Something has added. It would even inspire you to work harder. What are your financial targets? Don't be a potential millionaire for the rest of your life. When will you now be the millionaire? Yeah, I'm tired because I've been hoping that by now you'll be that millionaire and we will start enjoying you. What is wrong with you? I'm not teaching you again. Go home. Go home. Last year, potential millionaire. 2 years ago, potential. 5 years ago, potential. Look, I said go home. Go home. Take the next keke and go home. Save something. Tell your neighbor, save something. Save something. Tell somebody else, save something. Cut down on your expenditure. This is half the year. And if you're a regular in this class, one of the things I will ask you at the end of this year is how much you have in your reserve account. Stop fooling around. Be spending. You can't be looking good with an empty pocket. Nothing in your pocket. Catwalking left. Stop it. Frog jump. People who are catwalking that should be frog jumping, holding their ears. Why are you catwalking? Frog jump. So that your head can be straight. Every day, I want to buy this. I want to buy that. I want to buy that. Save something. This is how we will grow. So in the next 5 years, if you're planning to be amongst those that will ask, we don't know what they are doing, they're in the same church together. In fact, we don't know. This is what we are doing. We are telling you what we are doing now. You are not listening. You are not listening. May the Lord be with us.